We've just come to this place, the famous fairy pools, and the view is absolutely amazing. So now we're walking down and about to peer pressure. I was going to wear my special purchase off eBay today, which was a pair of waders, and I've been a bit iffy about whether I was going to wear them or not. And I was talking to Nick and he says, you already look mad enough walking around holding a stick and talking to yourself. You've got a pair of waders on, they'll end up committing you. So I've bowed to peer pressure and I'm not doing. I might regret it because I really wanted to get into the water, but if the shot requires it, I'll get in there and I'll get wet. But it seems quite a walk and walking in a pair of waders, and there's all sorts of nationalities here. Japanese and Norwegian, and we don't want to give the Brits a bad name by walking around holding a stick talking to himself and with a big green pair of waders on. So the fairy poles are pretty famous for their aquamarine and blue tinge to them, which makes them pretty to shoot, but nice to see them. They look great on lots of people's photographs, so let's hope we can do them justice. So we're just walking up the river that is the ferry pool's location, and it's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful colours in the stream itself. Pretty stunning. With a beautiful mountain backdrop, but the thing that makes this place is that mountain backdrop. This river is beautiful, but if you took it out of this location it would just be a nice river, but when you take the two together they complement each other perfectly. Seen a couple of nice locations as we were walking up, but as the place is so popular, obviously there are people there taking photographs, so we're following the course of the river all the way up to the base of the mountains and just seeing what there is. Things have quietened off now. I got a feeling that the fairy pools, or the majesty of them, is a little bit further down, but we'll keep walking. When you're walking you can't beat a vista like that to appreciate as you're slogging up the path. Come here, you won't be disappointed. You'll love it. So Nick strode off ahead. I'm going to let him walk up there and then come back and tell me whether or not there's anything interesting up there, because to me it's just levelling out and petering off. And I can see the source of this river and where it's coming out. So unless there's anything between us and it that's interesting, I'm not going to walk any further. What I'm going to start doing is taking shots and then slowly going back down the valley and getting an image in each location. So the first place we're going to get one is just down there, so I will see you down there. Set up a composition here. The so-called furry pools aren't very furry just here. This is more of an imposing shot of the background, and we just happenstance to have a river in the shot. This is the shot shooting at f9 with the soft grad on the front 0.6. I'm not looking up at the mountains, I'm keeping everything level with the camera, and that creates a more imposing shot. We're at about 24mm. I want to keep as wide as possible because that means my hyperfocal distance will be shorter. I'm shooting f8 because I want to keep the shutter speed up to just create some definition in the water. I just want a little bit of softness and not too much. And now as we are going to move to the next location. One thing that I've noticed with Skye is that the light at the end of the evening lasts a lot longer. So sunrise, you get that pre-sunrise light, seems to be for a lot longer, and at sunset you get that post-sunset light for a lot longer, and I think that's pretty obvious to everyone in the know that it might be the fact that we're further north towards the North Pole, so the way that the light works is just slightly different, very much like near places like Scandinavia, where, you know, Norway's on the same, I always get this wrong, latitude and longitude, it's on the same latitude as Scotland, and then if you go even further north to places like Iceland, you get that wonderful long-lasting light, which if you go at the right time of year lasts all night. Yeah. And the problem with Iceland is you know, it would be really good to party through the night if it's light all night, but beers are like 11 quid for a pint. So only rich people can live there, like Bjork and Damon Albarn from the Blur. Now, being hailing from Manchester, you had the Blur and the Oasis battle of the bands, and I was always a Noel and Liam fan, and to your Blurs. I'm not talking about Tony Blur. Tony Blur is a whole other kettle of fish. The hardest part of composing this shot was getting down to where we're taking the shot. And you can see I'm sat in a nice cosy little enclave of rock, and we are going for a shot like this, which is pretty unique in respect that I've got sheer side on the left and rock on the right, and a lot of people will be tempted to take this shot in portrait mode, and I saw a couple of people doing it, but when I come in here, even though we're shooting wide angle, we're shooting at 16mm, and I am going to shoot this at 20mm as well, but even though we're at 16mm, these rocks faces on either side make a really nice little shot. So going down here was the hard part. Set the shot up f18 because I don't want any softness in these rocks, and if I do I'll be really disappointed. Focusing on the waterfall, the background is very much just the background. This is more of an intimate shot. So I like that shot. I liked actually getting it. It was good fun. Hopefully the composition will work, we'll see. Well, you'll have already seen by now. Problem with today is that the light is not light. It's a wee bit flat. The mountains, while they look nice, not showing a great deal of contrast. It's just flat light on them, and that's why it's good to come here, because your point of interest is going to be the stream or the river with the mountains as a backdrop. For all our Scottish brethren watching, what a stunning place you live in, especially if you're lucky enough to live on this island. The whole of the Highlands of Scotland are absolutely beautiful. Okay, the new. Now it's cracking. The sun is coming around the mountain, so she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. It's going to light the river up, and it's going to light those mountains up as well. They're already starting to glow. Oh, I just fell in. Come on. Right. So with that light coming round, that's just changed my composition somewhat. I've brought more of the mountain background in to get the shot I'm after. So that's a very simple shot. F11 composition is as so. Taking the glare out of the water, taking the shot Simple as. Yeah, the reason we're rushing through that is I'm going to go to the place where I really want to shoot these fairy falls. And with that sun coming round, it's going to make a magnificent shot. So I want to get there, get set up and wait for the light to hit these mountains. And when it does, boy, are we going to get a shot. So I got to the location I wanted to shoot at, and here we are. And the light's coming round from the back here, and it's lighting up the mountains at the back, and it's also lighting up my foreground. So this has been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. I'm really struggling with the composition of this waterfall. It's not the best choice, because if I go to the right, the waterfall's cut off. If I go too far to the left, the waterfall's cut off. On the right hand side of the waterfall, there's a horrible muddy patch, and on the left hand side there's scrub. So it's really a case, I think, with this shot, is composition doesn't work. I'm going to take it anyway because I'm here. F8, 1/6 of a second, ISO 100, polarizer on the front. And this is the shot. But we'll see what it looks like when it comes up. But I think there's better compositions to be had in this location. This waterfall is really difficult to take a picture of. It isn't. You can take a picture of the waterfall, but it's not particularly big. And if you pull back to get a wide angle, you lose the waterfall and you lose the background. So I'm going to carry on walking down, but we might not do any more of the fairy pools today. There's a big huge pool at the bottom here, but I know Tom Eaton used, when he came here, he had wellies on. That needs waders, and I've got a set of waders, as you know, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to put the waders on and I'm going to get the shot in that pool. I'll show you the pool now. Yeah, so this is the waterfall I was talking about, and if we just hang you over the edge here, without me going over the edge, don't want to do that. You're going to have to walk up this little ravine here, and it's deep, and I think it's deeper than Wellington's deep, so I'm going to come back, hopefully. Just depends on what the weather does and whether it's too nice to specifically come back here, but I'm going to try my best. Just show you down here. You're going to have to walk through this pool, and the way I do it is from right down there, and it's really deep. What I'd say, Tom, is if you came here and walked up there with wellies on, you're a better man than me. They must be thigh-high wellies. They didn't look that big when you were wearing them, but maybe you're 9 foot tall. I don't know. Never know, bud.